If you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action. Speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have go inside the description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yo, if you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action. Speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have go inside the description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yeah, so we're going to tell you about a thieving policeman. Yeah, man, a policeman at Westmoreland, Corporal R. Richards. Well, a man with a gun, yeah, man. We have to, we can't, broadside him, photograph as yet and kind of charge. Yeah. Well, a man with a gun, with an illegal gun over a weekend. Well, the man with a gun in there, man was riding a motorcycle and demanded $2 million. Hey, man, I tell you, how kind of police and police? May I tell you, yeah, so Corporal Richards, pretty much, he's not in custody from information received, which he should have been in custody. I don't know why them not keep him in custody until the DPP made the ruling. Because them have all of the evidence they arrest and charge this man for corruption. And not only that, his case supposed to be, them supposed to have a court where try these corrupt police officers expeditiously. You understand? So the price of freedom. One corrupt cop tried to sell justice in Westmoreland, in a country where trust in law enforcement teeters on the brink of collapse. Another shocking incident has emerged, one that underscored the cancer of corruption festering with the rank of those sworn to uphold the law. Corporal R. Richards, a serving member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and stationed at the Witton Police Station in the parish of Westmoreland, is now the subject of grave allegations that expose the depth to which some officers are willing to sink for personal enrichment. According to well-placed sources, over the past weekend, Corporal Richards was conducting routine patrol duties in the division when he stopped a man who was riding a motorcycle, or bike, what you want to call it. Upon conducting a search of the motorcyclist, the corporal reportedly discovered a 9mm automatic pistol along with a magazine loaded with live rounds. At that point, what should have been a routine and commendable act of law enforcement removing an illegal firearm from the streets quickly spiraled into a sinister tale of extortion and betrayal of public trust. Instead of immediately arresting the man and formally charging him with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, Corporal Richards allegedly transported the man to Whitton police station. But rather than booking him through official channels, he made a chilling demand, $2 million Jamaican in cash in exchange for the suspect release and the return of the illegal weapon. Let that sink in. You know, we have a different commissioner of police, and you know, so them not play. A serving police officer, instead of protecting the public, allegedly attempt to return a firearm likely destined for murder, robbery, or extortion to a criminal for a price. Desperate to keep their son out of prison and perhaps unaware of the full implications of such a transaction, the young man's parents reportedly scrambled and managed to pay $850,000 in bribe to Corporal Richards. The remaining balance, we're told, could be settled the following Monday. This shocking arrangement suggests not only a calculated abuse of power, but a system where criminals can seemingly buy their way out of justice, with the police acting as broker of freedom. What's even more disturbing is that this corrupt act, if not uncovered, could have led to the very same gun being used to snuff out innocent lives, even lives of police officers, further fueling an endless cycle of bloodshed in Jamaica. The public must ask, was Corporal Richards acting alone? Or is this part of a broader systemic pattern where weapons returned by law enforcement are recycled back into the criminal underworld through dirty deals and illicit arrangements? The situation brings into focus several critical issues. 1. Public trust erosion. How can citizens cooperate with police when those very officers are willing to sell justice to the highest bidder? Weapon recycling. If a gun seized by the police can be returned for a bribe, how many murders or shootings are linked to weapons that were once in police custody? Family complicity. While the parents may claim they were protecting their child, by paying a bribe, they became enablers of a dangerous cycle of corruption and violence. Failure of oversights. What checks and balances are in place at police station like Whitton to ensure that arrested suspects and seized items are properly documented, accounted, and labeled as such? This is not just a story about a crooked cop. It is a case study in how corruption corrodes every level of justice. It highlights the urgent need for body-worn cameras, strict oversight, and the complete overhaul of internal affairs unit within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. No, because that's not necessary in this case. And more importantly, it demands that Corporal Richards be investigated, arrested, and tried without delay. The evidence support the claims he must face not only dismissal from the force, but criminal prosecution for bribery, misconduct in public office, and conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. Because if we don't make an example out of those who exploit their badges, the uniform for profit, the cost won't just be another 12 o'clock and a $2 million collection. Yes, it must be more innocent blood on Jamaican street. No, we don't want no more innocent blood on the street. So integrity in action. So you have a superintendent in a Westmoreland and the city to them in a Westmoreland and tell you, say, boy, this man, yeah, that this man, the soup, is a very industrious, ethical man. Yeah, man. Superintendent O'Neil Dobson exposing corruption within his ranks in Westmoreland. In a country plagued by rising gun violence, distrust in law enforcement, and growing cynicism towards public institutions, moments of courage and integrity shine like beacons in the darkness. One such moment has emerged. It's Westmoreland, in Westmoreland, and it deserves national attention and commendation. Superintendent of Police O'Neil Dobson, the commanding officer of the Westmoreland Division, has proven that he's not just wearing the uniform, he's honoring it. In a time when too many high-ranking officers turn a blind eye to corruption festering within their own commands, Superintendent Dobson has taken a bold and uncompromising stand in defense of the Jamaican people and the noble principle of policing. After learning of the disgraceful and corrupt actions allegedly committed by Corporal R. Richards, who reportedly attempted to extort $2 million Jamaican dollars from a man caught in possession of an illegal 9mm pistol, Superintendent Dobson acted swiftly and decisively. He launched an internal investigation resulted not only in a portion of the bribe money being recovered, but also in the immediate exposure of the rat hiding within the station walls. Let it be made absolutely clear, this is what real leadership looks like. Superintendent Dobson could have swept the matter under the rug. He could have protected one of his own, but insists that the rule of law take precedent over everything. But instead, he honored the oath of office, prioritized the safety of the people, and upheld the law, even when it meant turning against a fellow police officer. His actions send a powerful message to the public. Not all cops are corrupt, and there are still officers willing to clean house from within. Adding further weight to the story is the case of Constable Douglas Willie, a known associate of criminal elements in Westmoreland. I know with a part of a whole heap of scammer and bad man and all kind of people. Willie, who was quietly transferred out of the division from Westmoreland to St. Thomas. The move, though subtle, demonstrates Superintendent Dobson's intent to isolate and neutralize internal threats to public trust and operational integrity. Equally significant is the role played by the defense attorney in his unfolding saga. The man caught with a gun was turned over to authorities by his attorney, Devon Dog Brown, himself a former police cadet and ex-member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Yes, we were cadets together and police officers together. Yeah, man, same Dog Brown. He used to live in England, and we can tell you some things about him. You look on the channel. You understand? Dog Brown, that he's from Jonestown, as yours truly. We were cadets. We are not friends. We used to be friends, good friends though. Until when he told me that, yeah man, I digress. Until the same lawyer, Dog Brown, whom we grew as brother. We are from Jonestown. We were at the police academy together. I graduated a batch before him, and this man, we used to live like brother. Even at one point in time, because of this man, when I was at the Jamaica Police Academy as a recruit, because this man had eaten 3 times one day, and I did not eat. I don't know, for some reason or the other, how these people in the mess hall believe that both of us resemble. And because of that, they did not want to serve me any food. It was my instructor what he said. No, he could not eat. Porter could not have eaten before because we have just arrived at the mess hall. And from that day until I graduated, I have never joined the line anymore. So I had to Dog Brown and myself, because of Dog Brown dishonesty, food, we had to, the door that you exit the mess hall, that's where we would enter and get our food. Because of him. Very dishonest guy from, we were, at the time he was a recruit, you understand, but I was his senior. So that's just one story again. You can't hear other things about him. Not a nice man though. I would never even trust the man in my shadow. The man knew that the next police officer was a drug dealer in America. We were cadets together too. Even the assistant commissioner of police currently, Gary Mackenzie, knew. Call him big boy. Knew that this man, Christopher Brother J. Ebert, who live in Georgia. So they knew that this man wanted to kill me. A drug dealer. I used to work in the community where he's from. I used to work at Hunsby and he's from Cockburn Pen. I have never had any problem with this man. But lo and behold, it was like June COVID. That's when I found out that this man wanted to kill me. I did not know. I have never done this man anything. And I can't tell you why. The only thing, it must have to do with my job as being a police officer. The only thing I can tell you is that if you shoot at me, you know, the only place that I'll send you is straight to the departure lounge, because that's the way I was trained to use my weapon to defend myself. So all of these people, 3 people that I have intimate knowledge that know about it. A guy named Daxton Reed. Yes, this is the same. I'm showing you how people stay now. I'm digressing. All of them just come right in the mix right now. Daxton Reed is a guy that even his the first child that he have, I introduced him to the mother, Molly. You know, Molly them and all of these things. Even when this man lived in America from 94, 2 years before me, and I help this man even look about him citizenship, discourage him from doing certain things. This is a man that when we were a cadet and Dogbourne was beat him, give him some thump on the lift on damn tree. A Friday, I am the one that would defend this man, Daxton Reed. And because that's how criminals operate, you know. And because he has a criminal mindset, same kind of thing as Christopher Brother J. Ebert in them drugs business. He knew that the man wanted to kill me and never tell me. So that's why I show you say I don't trust people. But after all, Dogbourne and Daxton Reed shot me. But that's how life is. People change, you know, people grow. And you realize that not because somebody in a police made them a police. They are only a criminal in a police force. And shockingly, even Assistant Commissioner of Police, who's currently serving now, Gary Mackenzie, surprises me too. Because I did not know that this man was corrupt then. And it was even after that now, that's when I learned some information about this man involved with the Klansman gang and being a money courier for a drug dealer in Florida here. One of these days I release all of it. I also have so many things doing. So moving on. So equally, yeah man, so the defense brown, Dogbourne, yeah man, is the one that understand the seriousness of the situation and the protocols requires in such sensitive matter, ensure that due process was followed. Yes. So, you know, this was a symbolic moment where a former lawman turned attorney upheld the law the way it was meant to be upheld. A rare example of law enforcement policing itself. So let's not pretend this kind of action is common. It's not. In most divisions across Jamaica, corrupt officers are either protected or transferred with no explanation. But in Westmoreland, the High Command led by Superintendent Dobson made it clear, no badge gives you the right to betray the people. The arrest of Corporal Richards and the exposure of his criminal attempt to return a gun to the streets for personal gain is not just an indictment of one corrupt officer, it's an indication of good policing, and it's also a vindication of good policing. This is the type of leadership that must be supported, promoted and praised. So the road ahead accountability must continue. Now that this matter has come to light, the public must demand full criminal charges against Corporal Richards and a comprehensive investigation into whether this was the first time engaging in such illegal behavior or just the first time he was caught. So based on information received and obtained, this man is a regular. When this man got road, that's crime him out if you go out there and commit crime and collect money. So likewise, the conduct of Officer Douglas Willie must be scrutinized to determine whether transfer are being used as cover instead of discipline. So him soon get himself in a problem in a St. Thomas and end up at jail. Because them anytime them transfer you in a them way, them a watch you. So most importantly, the actions of the Westmoreland High Command must be recognized and held up as a model for other divisions across the island. Too often Jamaicans hear only the negative, the corruption, the abuse, the scandals. But today, the people of Westmoreland can hold their heads high, knowing that this senior officer, Superintendent Dobson, choose justice over fraternity, duty over silence, and courage over complicity. And it shows that he has zero tolerance for corruption. And we say, why Jamaica must establish a special court for dirty cops? The recent exposure of Corporal R. Richards from the Whittarn police station, caught in the act of attempting to extort $2 million from a suspect caught with an illegal firearm, is not just a single act of betrayal, it's symptomatic of a deeper, more corrosive rat infecting the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And while we must commend the swift actions taken by Superintendent Othniel Dobson and the Westmoreland Police High Command, yeah man, we applaud him for that, man, because the man did well, the soup. You understand? We must now demand more from the government of Jamaica. This is no time for business as usual. This is national security. Yes, this is national security. Yeah man, send them cases have to try expeditiously. This is no time for business. This is national emergency. And this is national security. When a police officer armed with the full authority of the state decide to become a predator instead of a protector, no, he must face the music. I just saw it go. Must face the music. Because he wears the uniform. When a police officer armed with the full authority of the state decide to become a predator instead of a protector, that person is more dangerous than the average gunman. Why? Because he wears the uniform of trust, the badge of the law, and willpower that can destroy or protect lives. And when that power is sold to the highest bidder, Jamaica become a failed state, one officer at a time. A special court for corrupt police officer is what we need. That's a solution. Without that, we never get no better, man. We need a special court for these corrupt police officer. And we say that without any apologies. You understand? So what the government must do now, without delay, without committee and without lip service, is to immediately establish a special anti-corruption court to fast-track cases against members of the security forces who are accused of corruption, extortion and criminal collusion. We are not talking about regular disciplinary hearing, paper-pushing internal reviews, or transfer as soft punishments. We are talking about full trials with teeth, with judges, prosecutors and investigators who answer only to the truth, not political or departmental favoritism. This court must have the authority and the resources to expeditiously try officers accused of corruption so that their case do not linger in the backlogs of the criminal justice system. Conduct parallel investigations into patterns of abuse, including asset tracing, unexplained wealth, and association with known criminals. Strip corrupt police officers of all police benefits, pensions, and privileges if found guilty. Public disclose conviction so that the public can be reminded that justice was done. This case involving Corporal Richards is a clear-cut example. There is no need for years of delay. The evidence speaks loudly. A firearm was recovered, a bribe was allegedly demanded, and cash was reportedly paid. There are witnesses, there are recordings, there is a paper trail. So what's the hold up? No sympathy for criminal in uniform. Let it be known. I have zero sympathy for extortionists, shakedown specialists, and thieving cops. None. They are traitors. They are wolves in uniform. They are the reason Some communities fear the police more than the gunmen. They don't deserve a second chance. They deserve a first-class seat in prison. And don't confuse this stance with being anti-police. On the contrary, I fully support good policing. And I support strong, decisive actions like preemptive strikes. When intelligence suggests that a threat is imminent, preemptive strikes, when executed properly and within the law, save lives. They stop criminals before they can pull the trigger or burn down a home or a business. But what I call preemptive strike, some people would misinterpret it, but they don't understand that preemptive strikes save life. But what I will never support are police officers using their badge as a license to enrich themselves by shaking down citizens, criminals, or otherwise. You cannot fight crime with criminals in your ranks. You cannot build a nation with police force infected by those who would rather take bribes than take action. Jamaica is at a crossroad. The time for dancing around the issue is over. Either the government or Jamaica has to get serious. The government of Jamaica is serious about rooting out corruption from the security force, or is it complicit through inaction? We need leadership with backbone. We need courts with urgency. We need to draw a bright red line and say, if you are a corrupt cop, your days are numbered. This moment, this case, must become a catalyst for change. We owe it to every honest police officers. We owe it to every grieving mother who lost a child to gun violence. We owe it to every law-abiding Jamaican who just wants to walk their community without fear. Let's stop protecting the badge and start protecting the people. Corporal Richards deserves to be in jail, and that's where he's supposed to be. I hate thieving police with a passion. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica, Young Police Channel out.